global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. A little bit away from what is happening in Rivers State, straight to Nnamdi Kanu's case. Don't forget that the Southeast governors and senators have been putting so much pressure towards his release. They have been pressurizing the federal government under Bola Ahmed Tinubu to consider political solution to release Nnamdi Kanu. But right now, there's a latest update about his health challenges. Aloy Ejimakor, who is his lawyer, have spoken severally about the need for him to be released, and he has even challenged Britain to stand up against his rendition. But guess what? That's not even the issue right now. The issue is about his health, as Aloy Ejimakor, who is his lawyer and who is also an activist, have screamed aloud that Nnamdi Kanu should be given a chance with his doctor, considering his current health situation. And he said that he paid him a visit yesterday, and what he saw was not good enough. I'm going to read exactly what he had to tell Nigerians about his health condition. And he says, yesterday during our visitation with Nnamdi Kanu, we found him ill with shortness of breath, low BP, and general malaise. For this reason, we requested to see his doctor, and we submitted a letter in this regard. Today, the doctor arrived DSS, but was denied access to #MNK. As a background, the DSS is well aware that Nnamdi Kanu is susceptible to potassium deficiency, which affects the function of the heart. The problem, I'll take that against it. This problem was diagnosed by DSS doctors some 3 years ago, and they confessed to their lack of expertise to treat the problem, which is, in all probability, is the cause of #MNK's current illness. There is no doubt very serious and deadly to boot. The readings of the electronic heart monitor supplied by the DSS have been recording low pressure levels for nearly 9 days in a row without any medical intervention to ascertain whether the blood potassium level is within the clinically acceptable range. Also, in a related development, Aloy Ejimakor, the lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu, had before now called on Britain on Monday to stand up against the rendition of the Biafra agitator. He made the call in response to reports by United States lawmakers urging the U.S. State Department to secure the release of Tigran Gambaryan, Binance's head of financial crime compliance. Gambaryan was arrested on allegation of money laundering and tax evasion alongside his colleague Nadim Anjarwalla. But Nigerian authorities dropped the tax evasion charges in June. The money laundering case is still ongoing. The U.S. lawmakers are claiming that Gambaryan's detention has become a hostage situation, citing concern over his deteriorating health and human rights violation. They demanded the immediate release of Gambaryan and urged the U.S. government to declare him wrongfully detained by a foreign government. Reacting, Ejimakor posted on his X. He says that in 1984, Great Britain treated Buhari's attempt to rendition Umaru Dikko as a hostage case. Now the US is doing the same for its citizen. What's stopping Great Britain from standing up for her rendition citizen, Nnamdi Kanu? Whether the greatness in Great Britain. #free MNK. That was what he also said. And this situation is very serious, I must say. And there have been multiple reactions ever since he let that information out, and most people have been calling for speedy reaction on the part of the DSS for that issue to be handled. Some also have been reacting differently. Someone says that they shouldn't allow him to die in detention. Another one said that Biafra, what do we do? Should we allow Nigeria to do this to us and all of that? I don't know the gravity of that situation. But however, I think that DSS, who have been handling him thus far, should give adequate attention to it. Because as much as we love our country, Nigeria, or as much as we respect the Constitution and everything, human lives, priority should be placed on human life. Human life should be given the highest preference. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just an ordinary person. He's one person that has enormous followers. So many people are strongly behind him, and they wouldn't want to see anything negative happen to him. And for that reason, we are seeing all of this. People are reacting. Don't forget that some few days ago, because of the continuous attack by the so-called unknown gunmen, which most people believe that they are leveraging on the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been captured or was being renditioned down to Nigeria illegally. They had to do what they are doing in the southeast just to let pass the information that they are not happy about it. The senators have been mounting pressure. Everybody seems to be mounting pressure. As at this point, it is very, very important that this kind of personality should be given adequate medical care, because in the event of anything happening to him, it may not all go well. I can still remember there was a time that he was being interviewed and he complained of lumps by the side of his, breast and all of that. However, I feel that DSS have the ability to fix this issue without it escalating. Because if, for example, a doctor comes to see him like that, I think they should allow the doctors to see him and do what they are supposed to do, at least possibly to beef up the current state of his potassium. If potassium deficiency can cause any issue with his heart, why not allow them to do what they're supposed to do to boost it, so that at least this man can still be alive and peace will still. And also, I think that the senators and the governors who are involved in the push for his release should also be involved in his well-being, because not just pushing for his release, but at least even if the president in future will consider releasing him, he should be in a sound and a better health. Because imagine if this kind of thing climax before he's being released, who knows what will happen later. So not just calling out and making demands and all of that. There should be a follow-up on the president, and also a consistent visit, to the DSS detention, just to know how he's faring, because it's very important. The situation right now, from what Ejimakor had said, is quite troubling. Imagine if, for example, during this kind of thing happened, 2 or 3 senators pay a visit to him in DSS detention. And if they see this kind of thing, with their position as senators, they raise alarm. Why is it that you guys are denying this guy an opportunity of meeting with his doctor? If they say that, there is no way the DSS will not bend their rule, or whatever reason they are giving for not allowing him to see doctor, you will see that somehow they will bend their rules. These are the real things that should be a follow-up action towards your persuasion, as it has to do with the president releasing him. It's not just to 50 people when they are made president, blah 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 blah. They need to be follow up. Even the scripture says that if a widow consistently press charges or consistently pressurize a judge, and they just had no option than to do her bidding, I think that's the same thing that will help out here. Let's leave it there. Let's meet our conversation.
Global happenings today.